In the book of 1 John, it says that God is love. In Romans 5:8, it says that while we were still sinners, God demonstrated his love for you and me. In this, he sent his son Jesus to die for us. In John 3:16, arguably the most famous Bible verse in the world, it says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. And then you get to the book of Proverbs, and what does it say? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, or the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And the first time that I read that, I began to think, what, Lord, what happened to this God is love, this loving God? We cry out, Abba, Father. We cry out, Daddy, in other words, that we're supposed to be in this intimate, loving relationship with God. And then it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It kind of shakes you a little bit. And today I want to talk about that sentence specifically. The book of Proverbs is built on the concept of fearing God in order to gain wisdom. But first, let's define the word fear in the context that it's being used here. I don't think it's supposed to be like Freddy Krueger, like, you're walking through your house and the boogeyman's going to get you when you turn the lights off, so you got to run to your room and get under your cover. It's not that sort of fear. What the fear is, it's more of a respect. God is not sitting up in heaven like we imagine the Zeus comic book, and he has a telescope in one hand and a lightning bolt in the other, and he's waiting for you to walk through your room at night and after you turn the light off, so when you stub your toe on the bed and you say a naughty word, then he's going to strike you down and send you straight to hell. That is not the viewpoint of fear that the book of Proverbs is beginning. In fact, read it again. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of true knowledge, but the fool despises discipline and rebuke. What is God trying to tell you here? He's trying to warn you out of falling into evil things that fools follow. He's trying to give you a life that's abundant and full and great. And where does that begin? It begins with respecting God. See, I don't fear that God's one day going to strike me down and put his hand on me. My fear is that the Lord might take his hand off of me. That's what the fear of the Lord really looks like. And what I love about the book of Proverbs is that it's full of practical ways to apply this concept in our lives. In chapter 2, verse 2, it says, "Tune your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasures. Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge of God." The first chapter, it warns us that some of these things, some of these proverbs will be like riddles. They're going to be difficult to understand. And I want you to go into the book of Proverbs with that these proverbs are not meant to be like a fortune cookie that you crack open, read once, and throw away. They're like the rest of the Bible. They're things that are meant to be read over and over and over and to thought about and to be dug into. Because the fear of the Lord is a complicated subject. And while my hope in this teaching is to give you a basic understanding of it, it's supposed to be something you're supposed to meditate on. Lord, I know I'm supposed to come to you like a child, but also how do I have respect for you in doing that? Lord, I know I'm supposed to spend constant times in prayers, but how do I not make that about me? How do I not become self-obsessive? And the book of Proverbs is an extraordinarily practical book for applying these things into our lives and getting us to properly fear the Lord so that way we can gain understanding and rebuke. If you want to learn more about how to follow God and how to be wise, then over the next few days, I'll be going over the book of Proverbs, which is one of my favorite books. I'm not only going to give you cool ways to read it that have really helped me, but also talk about the practical implications of wisdom in our daily lives. So hit the subscribe button so I can see you back here tomorrow.